Wow, another edition of Sporty Monday right here on Citizen TV. I'm not sure we go and start with the timid Manchester United, or whether we go to London, or whether we go to Eldoret City. But this is Sporty Monday. It begins now. We have a beautiful show lined up for you. We'll be the streets of Tokyo, Japan, where, of course, Benson Kipruto led a Kenyan sweep, 1-2-3 in the men's marathon. And, of course, we'll be crossing over to Bonn, Germany, just to know how the Bundesliga race is panning out. And, of course, we'll be in the UK. We'll be big on the EPL. You don't want to miss that. And, of course, back here in Nairobi, what is President William Ruto promising? The show starts now. My name is Isaac Swila Tijan. Welcome to this program. And of course, my panelists are more than willing to go. To my immediate right is one, Steve Shitera. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hujambo?
Sijambo. Mimi niko sawa. Very impressed with what the president is doing. And it should have been done a long time ago. But again, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Just hold your thoughts. Dennis?
Thank you, Swila. Thanks for having me around here. And it was a quite action-packed weekend, and looking forward to discuss more.
Quite action-packed, and of course, Dennis is athletics writer. He's a specialist on that field. And of course, to my left is Dennis Kamariki Sabwa. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much, Swila. Yes, my weekend was good. Hata kama Chelsea ilifanya ile kitu. But the good thing is, in heaven there's no football.
But the Blues are all quiet now. They're no longer making
noise. Because in heaven is about singing and praising.
Okay. Zita, how are you today?
I am. He's in Manchester Blue. She's in Manchester Blue.
Quiet. They're supporting Arsenal nowadays. They say, our London brothers. So they're up on your feature. So
of course, we have to support the brothers.
My weekend was okay. What happened yesterday, it was expected as a Manchester United, Manchester derby. Of course, a lot of injuries from the Red Devils. That is, all the defense was outside. The goal of Haaland's goal was not supposed to be scored. That was a mistake of Casemiro and who Amrabat. I don't know why mine was. Anyway, we'll talk more about that.
We'll talk more.
You see, Zita called me after the goal and told me, now you see, we're winning.
No,
I don't know, wait.
They over-celebrated their first goal.
Triple three. Anyway, let's begin with the question of the day. And today we're asking you, the AFCON 2027 is quite big. And do you think Kenya will get her stadia ready for AFCON 2027? We want to hear your thoughts. Start tweeting, start Xing at Citizen TV Kenya, at Isaac Swila, hashtag Sporty Monday. You can also engage us on Facebook, and the SMS lines are open 22422. We promise to hear from you, so start tweeting right now. And now, of course, our biggest story of the day is about the AFCON and President William Ruto. On Friday, set in motion Kenya's race to get her stadia ready for the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations when he officiated the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of the 60,000-seater Talanta Stadium here in Nairobi, one of the venues earmarked to host the 2027 showpiece, which Kenya will be hosting alongside her neighbors Uganda and Tanzania. And as our very own Steve Shitera now reports, the Kasarani Stadium here in Nairobi is undergoing renovation, while CAF officials will be making periodic inspections as part of stock taking before passing their verdict on the region's readiness to host Africa's premier football competition.
On paper, the Talanta Stadium looks magnificent, a marvel to the eye. And President William Ruto says it is just a matter of time before Kenyans can have a feel of the end product, which, according to the head of state, should be ready by December 2025.
We want this stadium to be built to world-class standards using military discipline.
The stadium boasts of a unique design, a reflection of the Kenyan culture and heritage. Its construction set to be supervised by the Kenya Defence Forces and the President himself, who promised to leave no margin for error to ensure the end product meets the international standards.
I will expect our defense team, Aden Duale, the CDF, and your team, to make sure that all the timelines we have agreed are kept by the contractor, and I expect that there will be supervision every week and every 2 weeks, and I will be here myself every 3 months until this facility is completed.
We are here under your instruction just as the project managers, and we will make sure, Your Excellency, as before, with the contractor, that all will be done and the timelines will be maintained as per the AFCON 2027.
Once completed, it will be the biggest ultra-modern sports facility in the country, dwarfing the imposing 60,000-seater Moi International Sports Center Kasarani, which was constructed in 1987 ahead of the All Africa Games in Nairobi. Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania, jointly through the Pamoja bid, won the hosting rights of the AFCON 2027 and are racing against time to put up at least 2 facilities each to get the nod from CAF to host the football bonanza.
It is a tech-savvy facility designed for top-level live TV broadcasts, VAR, goal line technology, comparable to the very best in the world. You can compare this to any facility in the world and it will tick the boxes.
We can look forward to a strong performance from Harambee Stars on home soil. And I hope Harambee Stars are listening to me come 2027.
With the construction of the Talanta Stadium and renovations of Moi Kasarani Stadium underway, while the refurbishment works are set to commence at the Kipchoge Keino Stadium in Eldoret and Nyayo Stadium, the other venues earmarked for the football extravaganza, Kenya are on course to beating the deadline.
It is our intention to make AFCON 2027 a memorable continental showpiece, and we are literally working round the clock. If you visit the Kasarani Stadium, work is underway on a 24-hour basis.
In fact, I'm happy to report that Kasarani is already at 30% of refurbishment. And by December this year, Your Excellency will be inviting you to officially open a refurbished Kasarani Stadium.
Engineers in Uganda are also hard at work, putting up the finishing touches at the Nelson Mandela Stadium in Nambole and the Nakivubo Stadium. Tanzania's Benjamin Mkapa Stadium in Dar es Salaam is CAF approved, with the Tanzania government undertaking renovation works at the CCM Kirumba Stadium in readiness for CAF 2027. However, the 3 countries will need to work in sync to ensure that what befell Kenya in 1996 when she won the nod to host the competition but was stripped of the rights for lack of readiness do not recur.
Kenya will be ready to be a proud co-host of AFCON in 2027. Hatuwezi jenga kitu kama hii, alafu Harambee Stars iwe knocked out in the preliminaries. So as we build infrastructure, we are also, Your Excellency, investing in the long-term development of a formidable Harambee Stars.
The tourney, if hosted by the 3 countries, will no doubt boost the tourism industry and create job opportunities for thousands in the East African region. Steve Shitera for Sporty Monday, Nairobi.
See, Dr. Ruto can be an attacker. I think a number 8, what we call a box-to-box midfielder. Zita, let me begin with you.
Yeah.
Ruto says that, Babu rather says that we can't build this facility and Kenya get kicked out at the preliminaries. But before we go into that details, this now is shaping out. Do you think the government is now committed to this and we can get our facility ready?
You know, there's something wanasema kusema na kutenda. So imesemwa, tunaongoja kutenda. So when we see the kutenda one, I know Kasarani is under renovation, and Babu has said by December it will be ready. And then we want to start seeing Talanta now, things going away because we need like 2 stadiums ready for 2027. So something that I've heard him saying that you've asked me again, like hatuwezi jenga kitu kama hii alafu Harambee Stars itolewe kwa group stages. Again, you go back. What are we doing for our local league? We can only start from the local league where we can get talent so that they can play in Harambee Stars. We don't have to go to those Kenyans who are born outside the country. We bring them to come and be what their first number 11 in Harambee Stars, because they are being introduced in 67 minutes or maybe 80 minutes. Unajua hawachezi hata mpira, lakini because we hear their names that they are playing in Europe, you want to bring them to come and play here, and we have talents in the local talents. So let's start again from our local football, that is FKF Premier League. Let's invest in it first as we look forward to seeing a successful Harambee Stars participating in 2027.
A successful Harambee Stars in 2027, Dennis, but again, still, the fundamental question is, well, it's a race against time for 2027. Time is still on our side, but 3 years can be very, very short if really things don't move. I'm talking of financial undertaking. I'm talking of prudent management of resources. I'm talking of getting the engineers to work really real fast and meet the timelines. Remember, we've been here before, 2018 with Chan and even 1996 with the AFCON.
It's actually taken around 25 years for a government to put in a new structure in terms of a stadium, international standard. Mm-hmm. The last time Kenya built an international stadium was in 87, when Kenya hosted all African Games. Mm-hmm. Nyayo Stadium was built in 83. Mm-hmm. I mean, it has taken Kenya so long to put it in a good facilities that can host international sporting activities. Mm-hmm. 1 year, I think, is considering the level of workmanship of Chinese, and they've been contracted to do the construction. Mm-hmm. I mean, maybe they can do it because they normally work day and night. China Road and Corporation, they did standard gauge railway in a span of good time. I think they can achieve it in the period that the president said, 1 year.
Mm-hmm. And Shitera, you filed the package, and Ruto said, I'll personally supervise this. And he said after every 4 months. Remember, we are talking of Kipyegon also in Eldoret. We are also talking of Nyayo being refurbished. What's your take in all this?
You know, I'm privileged to know the president personally. And I know this guy is a perfectionist. This guy does not entertain shortcuts. The shortcuts that we experienced some 5 years back at Nyayo Stadium and Kasarani. Remember, in 2017, Kasarani was closed. Kasarani and Nyayo were closed for renovations for 4 years. It was reopened in 2021, only to get a red flag from CAF. Mm-hmm. So we wasted taxpayers' resources, 2017 to 2021, only to receive a stadium that is not up to standards. Money was put in to put up a new structure at Jomo Kenyatta Stadium,
Mamboleo Kisumu,
Wanguru Stadium,
those are structures,
and Kirigiti and Kirigiti Stadium.
Yes.
These 3 stadia does not even meet FKF standards, leave alone CAF standards.
And Gituku is quick to remind us in 6 months' time.
Okay.
Remember that pledge.
I remember that pledge, but I remember that we will now bring it back to the previous regime, which I'm talking about. The regime that pumped in money to renovate Kasarani, renovate Nyayo Stadium, only to be flagged by CAF that, listen, you've spent 4 years, you've spent resources, but this does not meet our standards. So what I'll defend the president on this because he's in charge. He has himself officially kicked off the construction of Talanta Stadium. The way I see it on paper and the way he's talking of supervision, both by the military and himself, I'm 100% sure we will get this look.
we'll get the new look, and they're saying this is going to be a spanking new facility, the first of its kind, 60,000 seater, and basically it's going to host just 2 sports, football and rugby. And Dennis, Shitera has raised rather some concerns that in the past, Nyayo has been refurbished, and we all agree to that, not once, not twice.
Even this stadium, this one was launched 2 years ago by the former president.
Mm-hmm. No, but he launched the sports ground.
Actually, that was the ground.
The ground.
Even currently, Nyayo is still being refurbished. First of all, as Zita was saying about Harambee Stars, we need to ask ourselves, is there consistency, which is not there. We had, was it under SACAF under 18? We had a team.
The one we had in Kisumu recently?
Yes. So that team, are we building it? After that, what happened? You see, if right now we start building the under 18, under 20, and under 23, from there we can get to one team. In 3 years' time, those boys will be around 25, 26, which will be now the right age for them to play even AFCON. And then the head coach should start working this team as early as now, so that we build a formidable team, Harambee Stars, for AFCON. But if we wait for 2026, start scouting players in Europe, in Asia, to come and play, we shall not get there. So the best thing right now for FKF is to build Harambee Stars, a young Harambee Stars, under 23, and they can have international friendlies, big matches. We don't want to hear tulienda kucheza Saudi Arabia, tukacheza sijui na wapi, so that we can build a very formidable Harambee Stars in preparation for 2027. And again, we should also have a coach who will be there with this team from now till 2027.
Very important.
If we wait for 2026, 2027, we appoint a new coach, or if you are going with this Firati guy, then we at a preliminary stages ni kama tutatoka after 2 games.
So for you, the build-up should start now, getting it right to the technical bench, starting to build a coherent squad, the necessary exposure as we head towards 2027.
Yes, with the head coach, will be there till 2027.
In fact, we are getting into the AFCON qualifiers 2025. That should be our starting point, that let us ensure that we qualify for AFCON 2025. Then gauge ourselves, how will we perform in Morocco? That will give us a clearer picture of how 2027 will pan out.
Will pan out. And now let's go to Zita Jimoi, who is on the scoreboard and ready to break it down, what it takes to host AFCON. Zita?
Thank you so much, Swila. As you know, everyone is talking about the stadium need to be ready, like we need to have 6, and we need to have a lot of things in order. Again, we have other things that we need to talk about before we host the 2027, that is AFCON. So we need to have the 6 stadia that meets the CAF guidance, that is 2 because of the Pamoja bid, 2 from Kenya, 2 from Uganda, and 2 from Tanzania. If we can have more than 6, that will be good for us. And then the stadium capacity ability should hold again 15 to 40K funds, that is 1,000 funds. Again, we have that in order. I think a lot of our stadium host more than 40 funds. Each host country must have at least 3 training grounds near the match venue that meets CAF standards. Training grounds, I think we have that here in Kenya, as I can speak for my country, that is Kenya. And then press conference room that can host at least 50 media people. I think we can work on the Nyayo Stadium one, because I can see it's a little bit kidogo, so we can work on that. The Kasarani one, I can do better again. And then something else, we need to have sound infrastructure. We need to have good roads connecting to hotels, training ground, stadium, and airport, and hospital facilities. That if we talk about roads, you know, Kenya, we have good roads. If we talk about a hospital that is if you talk about hospital that is a level 5, we know we have that. And if you talk about security, tutabidi tumeenda hata tulete KDF wakuja ongoje watu. We have security in order. And if you talk about hotels, we are good in hospitality. So these are part of things that need to be ready. And then some of the stadiums that we were working on, that is, let's start with Moi International Sports Center, that is Kasarani. It can host 60 fans, if you can have that in the screen, so that people can know what is how it looks like. That is Kasarani. And then next we have Nyayo Stadium that can host 30 people. These are PASMAC, because we have to have a stadium that can host 15 to 40,000 fans. So these are PASMAC. We just need to renovate it. That is Nyayo Stadium. That is the second one. The third one we have is Kipyegon Stadium. That is in Eldoret. It can host. It can host 10,000 fans. 10,000 fans, but again, it's going to be expanded. That is a part of the things that the government are working on. And the last one, that is Talanda Stadium, that was actually recently, that's what we are talking about recently, that the president was there and the groundbreaking was going on. It can host 60,000 fans. Just to put a view on what is supposed to be done and what we need to be there in the Talanta Stadium. I just want Stera to just give us, Stera, nini itakuwa hapo? Nimeona hapo picha wameonesha parking iko vizuri sana. Nimeona picha wameonesha very good building. If we can have that, Stera, just to pay picture, nini inapakuwa hapo?
You see, Talanta, in fact, inaitwa Talanta Sports City. And if I heard the CS, he was talking about a fully fledged sports facility. I believe we'll have a hotel in there. We will have 3 training grounds, I think 2 or 3. So it ticks the box. We will have a rugby pitch on the side. And I think, in my view, he talked about a proper media facility.
Yes, they can host 50 people.
Over, I think it's over. Talk of VAR, he talked of the VAR, goal line technology, whatever it is in the technological world in as far as football is concerned. And remember, this is being put up 37 years after Kasarani was built in 1987 by the late President Moi. And I believe President Ruto is, if actualized, now will go down history books. In fact, I dare say, this will be his legacy.
This will be his legacy. This will be his legacy, as Shtera has said, knowing that he has already painted the picture. We'll have hotels inside there. We'll have the press room. We'll have, again, the big parking. We'll have training places inside the stadium. So this will be a big stadium for us. Back to you, Sila.
Thank you, Zita Jimoi, breaking it there for us on the scoreboard. And talking of AFCON, let's go to the home of champions, was in Gishu County, Eldoret City, or town to be precise, where our very own John Wanyama is on standby. John, hujambo, habari asubuhi, kule uliko, yepi yanajiri, hebu tupe taswira halisi.
Naam, hapa katika kaunti ya Uasin Gishu tuko shwari, hali jua imechomoza vizuri asubuhi hii. Wanaosema siku njema huonekana asubuhi. Tuko katika uga wa michezo wa Kipyegon Stadium, baada ambapo mpika picha wangu kama atakuonyesha pale, unaona kwamba uwanja huu bado unajengwa, na jambo ambalo tumeweza kushuhudia vile tumefika hapa ni kwamba hakuna hata mfanyikazi wala mkandarasi yeyote ambaye yuko katika uwanja huu pengine kuendeleza shughuli ya ujenzi wa uwanja huu. Itakumbukwa kwamba waziri wa michezo Ababu na Mwamba alikuwa amesema kwamba uwanja huu utapewa kandarasi wanajeshi ambao watakuja kufanya upya uwanja huu. Tumearifiwa kwamba sehemu kubwa ya uwanja huu huenda itabomolewa, kwani mwanakandarasi aliyefanya kazi katika uwanja huu hakufanya kazi nzuri sana ambayo inapendeza, ambayo pengine katika lugha ya Kiungenge wanasema kwamba quality work, ambayo haikufanyika katika uwanja huu. Tumeweza kuona baadhi tu nyasi ambazo ziliweza kupandwa katika uwanja huu, pia sio nyasi zile ambazo zinahitaji inahitajika. Ni kazi ambayo basi wanajeshi watakapokuja hapa waje ili waanze kazi hii mara moja. Jambo ambalo linashangaza wakazi ni kwamba mbona uwanja huu unachukua muda mrefu kuanza na kushughulikiwa ipasavyo, ikikumbuka kwamba uwanja huu ulipewa jina la mwanariadha maarufu Kipyegon, na kufikia sasa hakuna lolote ambalo linaendelea. Wanangoja hadi lini? Ama ni hali ya Kenya, wale ambao wanasema kwamba nyakati za mwisho ama rush hour ndio aje katika uwanja huu kuanza kuzungumza na kutengeneza uwanja huu. Niko na wakazi hapa ambao wana matumaini mengi tu, ambao wanasema kwamba AFCON ni jambo ambalo wanatarajia, na wanasema kwamba wanataka sana uwanja huu utengenezwe AFCON itakapofika katika kaunti ya Uasin Gishu ama katika taifa hili la Kenya mnamo mwaka 2027. Wanajivunia. Unaitwa nani ndugu yangu, kwa manufaa ya mtazamaji tu? AFCON inakuja. Uwanja wetu ndio huu hapa, hatujatengeneza. Matarajio yako ni yapi?
Thank you. Mimi naitwa Wanyama Chemwami Eric, na nafurahi asubuhi ya leo kwa kupewa nafasi hii kusema mawili matatu kuhusiana na mambo ya AFCON. Kwanza ningependa kuipongeza serikali kwa ahadi waliotoa. Unajua ahadi ni deni, na kwa hivyo serikali kuu tunaiomba iweze kufanya mipango iharakishe ili uwanja huu uweze kuendelea. Na kuhusu mambo ya AFCON, nataka kusema kwamba we are looking at the economic impact and the infrastructure development that will come as a result of Uasin Gishu hosting the AFCON. We are looking at the business perspective, we are looking at the social perspective, whereby also we want to increase tourism as a way of generating revenue in our county. So I want to request the government, the national government, to live by their promise and ensure that this work is done. You know, the stadium is a rehabilitation center in the first place. This is where young people come and play. And as a youth, I want to say that most of the weekend, the county government has allowed the youth to use this facility. We have local teams like GFE 105. They're using this facility. So this is a place that the government should consider, and we want to see something happening so that as we move forward, we have the hope that we are going to host the AFCON as Uasin Gishu County. Ukiangalia mambo ya hapo mbele, hii ni kitega uchumi, na tukitumia vizuri kaunti yetu itaenda mbali kwa mambo ya revenue collection. Jambo la pili, ningependa tu kusema kwamba uwanja huu ukipewa kipaumbele, hapa ndio mahali ambapo watu ambao wamepotelea kwa madawa za kulevya, tukitengeneza hapa ndio mahali ambapo watu watakuja kuketi na tuweze kuzungumza nao kwa urahisi, ikilinganishwa na kwenda kule mtaani kuongea mambo ya anti-drug campaigns. Wakija hapa wakati wanakuja mambo ya michezo na wengine ambao wanakuja kama mashabiki, inakuwa ni rahisi sisi kuwafikia, ambao tunasema kwamba we are saying no to drug and substance abuse.
Naam, asante sana Wanyama. Zile vile umeweza kusikia, huyu ni mmoja tu wa baadhi ya wale ambao wanasema kwamba wana matarajio na matamanio makuu iwapo AFCON itakuwa inaletwa katika taifa hili na viwanja hivi vitakuwa vimewekwa katika hali shwari tayari kuandaa michuano hiyo. Zuila.
Shukran sana Wanyama, lakini kabla hujaenda, labda tueleze, wewe ni mkazi wa Eldoret, kila siku nafanya na mazungumzo na wakazi eneo lile. Je, maoni yao ni yepi? Wana imani labda huenda tukajenga viwanja vyetu kwa muda ufao?
Zuila, pengine swala hilo wakazi wengi wamekufa moyo. Ukiangalia uwanja kama Kamarin kule Iten, uwanja ambao umechukua takriban zaidi ya shilingi milioni 200, lakini kufikia sasa hakuna lolote linaendelea. Wanariadha wanakosa mahali pa kufanyia mazoezi. Uwanja huu umepewa ahadi nyingi. Kila rais anayekuja anasema kwamba uwanja huu utajengwa. Wengi wamekufa moyo, wanasema kwamba ni hadithi tu. Utakumbuka kwamba hapo awali gavana wa kaunti wa Uasin Gishu Jonathan B alimsomea waziri wa michezo na Mwamba kwa kile anasema kwamba kazi yake ni kutalii, kukuja na chopa katika uwanja huu, kisha anarudi na ahadi ambazo hazitimii. Na kufikia sasa tangu waziri na Mwamba atoe ahadi hizo, wakazi wanasema kwamba waziri alisema uwanja huu utapewa wanajeshi ambao ni watakuwa wanakandarasi watakaojenga uwanja huu, lakini kufikia sasa hakuna hata dalili ya mwanajeshi wale NYS, hata waache kusema mwanajeshi ambaye ameweza kufika hapa na kuangalia uwanja huu iwapo pengine utatengenezwa na kukamilika wakati unaofaa. Zuila, pengine unipe tu kwa hiyo swali pia nizungumzie na mkufunzi ambaye ni coach wa football katika eneo hili. Ndugu yangu unaitwa nani kwa kifupi tu? Mna matumaini ya viwanja hivi kutengenezwa? AFCON unaitarajia vipi?
Kwa majina anaitwa Anderson, team manager Eldoret Police Football Club. Tuna matumaini sana na rais ya kwamba akuje hakikishe huu uwanja umemalizwa kutengenezwa ile tuwe tayari kwa AFCON. Unajua AFCON kuja Eldoret, actually Uasin Gishu, biashara itanoga hii town. I think even as football stakeholders tutakutana na wale wanasoka siwo na kule Uingereza wakuja hapa nyumbani, wakuja kwa motivate vijana wetu hapa nyumbani. So request yetu kwa president ni kwamba hakikisha tafadhali huu uwanja uko tayari, kwa sababu uwanja unaitwa Kipchoge Keino ambaye alikuwa gwiji mkuu wa mbio na inashangaza ya kwamba sisi tuko na gwiji, tuko na jina mzuri, lakini uwanja wetu umekaa kwa muda mrefu bila kumalizika zaidi ya miaka 10. Tunaelekea miaka, I think huu ni mwaka wa 15 tangu uanze tuaidiwa, kila mara tunaidiwa uwanja utaundwa. Tunaomba tafadhali tukaweza kuundua uwanja. Sisi kwanza kama timu Eldoret Police tuko na timu ya warembo inacheza National Super League. Inabidi tunatafuta viwanja kila mahali, kuomba mahali pa kucheza, na tuko na kiwanja hapa yenye kuna ile standards zenye nitakana tuwe tunatumia kwa mechi zetu za ligi.
Yes. Asante sana. Na mzilo vile umeweza kusikia ni jambo la kusikitisha, kwani unapowaona wanariadha kule mataifa ya uhaibuni wanatupa sifa nzuri kwamba wameweza kushinda mbio hizo. Hapa nyumbani hakuna anayewadhamini, hakuna viwanja, hakuna maeneo ya wao kuweza kufanyia mazoezi. Basi ukiwaona tunawasherekea, ni bidii yao ya mtu kuhakikisha tu kwamba wanafanya mazoezi popote pale ili waweze kuhakikisha kwamba wanashinda mbio hizo. Lakini hapa nyumbani ni swala ambalo ni la kusikitisha. Uwanja wa 64 ambao unajengwa hapa katika kaunti hii ya Uasin Gishu, mita chache kutoka hapa Zuila, ni kwamba unajengwa vizuri na umesimamiwa na kaunti ya Uasin Gishu pamoja na wahisani wa World Bank. Uwanja huo karibu unakamilika huko katika 85% hivi ukilinganishwa na huu ambao ni uga ambao unaheshimiwa na una hadhi yake ya kimataifa. Zuila.
Shukran sana John Wanyama, mwanahabari wetu akiripoti moja kwa moja kutoka mjini Eldoret. We thank you, John, for making time for the program. And now on the AFCON question of the day, we ask you, do you think we will get our stadium ready for the 2027 showpiece? The SMS lines are open, T2422. Start texting, hashtag is Sporty Monday. You can also X us at Citizen TV Kenya at Isaacsville, and of course we will be sampling your feedback at the end of this program. And now, the ended weekend was a good one for Team Kenya at the Tokyo Olympics as Benson led Team Kenya to a 1-2-3 sweep, bagging gold, silver and bronze. Take a look at that action, and of course that shows the dominance. Eliud Kipchoge, who is of course a double Olympic champion, finished a distant 10th. Dennis, I'll begin with you. How do you sum up performance of Team Kenya in Tokyo?
That was a great performance. You look at all the podium finishers, from men to women. Rosemary Wanjiru is among those shortlisted for Olympics. Benson, who won, shortlisted. Timothy, as long as the third person. All of them in that team. I mean, the level of competition, the display there was very good, and shows that going forward, I think Kenya can do well in Olympic. Kipchoge, yes, everyone is saying that Kipchoge was placed 10th, yes, but he's still the legend. All of these people who finish on top of him,
they look up to him.
They look up to him. So you can't write him off. And we still believe that he has that mental capability and go to Paris and perform well, be the first person to win Olympic marathon three times consecutively. Yes.
Probably still staying with you, I was looking at Benson's time, and you can see one Boston Marathon in 2011, around 2 hours 6 minutes. Then he went to Chicago and lowered it 2 hours 4 minutes. And then again, you look at the time he clocked in Tokyo at the weekend, 2:2. Does that give us hope, probably? Can we attempt sub-2, or is being overambitious, or maybe 2 hours 1 minute? What do you foresee panning out in Paris?
These athletes, we have the level, the depth of talent we have in this country. There's so many athletes. All those athletes running 2 hours, 2 minutes, all of them, they have capability of running sub-2, which has been elusive for many years. And we believe that Kiptum could do it. Unfortunately,
we lost him.
Still, we believe that there are the likes of Evans, Cherono, Benson. These people can do it. There are also Alexander Mutinda is really good. He's a sub-3 runner. Any of these athletes, if given the right and good support, coupled with science and technology, these athletes can easily run that sub 2.
Shitera, looking forward to Paris, we've seen basically a dress rehearsal ahead of that. What should we expect from Team Kenya?
I think I'll give it a 1, 2, 3. Very unfortunate that we lost Kiptum, who we really believed would have easily done the sub 2, going by the records in Chicago. But again, we still have Kipchoge, now Benson, and the rest of the team. I hope and believe that we can still break that record. Remember, even before the Tokyo Olympics, same thing happened to Kipchoge in London, and he went ahead to clinch a gold.
I think he finished 11th or something.
Yeah.
He said he had the ear problem.
Yeah, in London. So I am hopeful that in Paris we will do very well, given the preparations. If we prepare early, and these are just build-ups towards Paris, and marathons, to be specific, is our thing.
Kenyan thing. Dennis?
Yes, I think we have all it takes to win in Paris. If only we can give support to this athlete. You know, our eyes, our minds have been on Kipchoge. Even yesterday, after Kipruto winning, hakukuwa na ile mahanjam sana. Everybody people are concerning about Kipchoge winning it, but when someone else wins, upata even haiko sana. So we have all it takes to win if you give this athletes support. They have enough training, enough facility to train wherever they are. We have all it takes to win the marathon, both men and women.
And Zita, I'm looking at Timothy Lagat, who placed second, and Vincent Kipkemoingetich. These are basically youngsters.
The youngsters. Yeah, actually, Vincent, that was his first world majors. He has never run any world major. Yeah, and going there, finishing third.
What does the future hold? Basically, a reservoir of talent. More keep sprouting.
For me, I think it's a transition that is going on, because at the end of, as you can see, they're going to Paris in a few months in Olympics, and again you're going to be surprised they're going to win. Like I know everyone is saying that Kipchoge slipped 10 because there's the last time he was 11. Shitera has been saying that, and then he will come back and win the gold. But again, we have young blood that is coming up, young blood that wants to win, young blood wenye ametoka huko nje anaona manze huku ni magumu ya penye nimetoka nyumbani, that is pushing them to win so that they can get something to come home with. So for me, I think the young bloods now, they're coming up and they're going to do marvelous. As you said, the push of Kiptum, who was supposed to do this. As young as I am with Kiptum, I want to do this for him. You know, that is what is coming up with them. And for me, young blood, it's doing marvelous. And again, they're going to do very well in Paris.
Good. And Dennis, still on athletics, let's go to Ruiru, the National Cross Country Championship. And we saw it at the weekend. Basically, AK picking a team to go represent us in Belgrade. And Kamoror, not really in his good form. Sawe, actually, really showing us what do you make of that performance of the weekend?
If you look at the performance of both men and women seems to be stronger, especially in the field.
Yes.
Yeah, you look at the top finishers, those who finished in 10-kilometer women. That was Agnes Jebet, Makilo Tanyango, who has been very, very good, and they've been toe on toe with the Agnes.
Yes.
Then you add in Beatrice Jebet. Then you look at the level of on the other side corresponding men. Sawe won World Half Marathon. Then I think he's improving by time, and I think we need more. I mean, we need more men to come in, to be able to do well at the Olympic, especially in those long distance.
Okay.
Yes.
And Zita, before we go to the Soya Awards, Dennis is talking of women doing well in short distance or middle distance, such as the cross country, and also we've seen Faith Kipyegon. We are talking of 1,500, 5,000 meters. Probably from where you sit and you come from athletics running region, though you don't run yourself.
I used to.
She runs.
I used to.
She can run for her life.
I think women doing very well. I think they have a drive from, as you've said, Faith Kipyegon. They've seen what she has done. and they've seen how everything that she has done has changed her life. As a woman coming from the upcountry, knowing what you're going through, so the push for them, the eager of doing very well comes in. So for me, I think women doing well, it's because, again, it's because they're given a free platform. It's for you. It's you. You're running for yourself. You're not running for Shitera. So for me, I think that drive of we have given a platform as women. We need to do this for ourselves. So that is what is driving them.
Okay, and as we take a look at that, of course, we had the Soya awards going down at the KICC last Friday, and as expected, the big girl or the queen in town, I'm talking of Faith Kipyegon, did toast to the top awards as Kiptum, even in death, was honored. Let's take a look at how that went down.
It was an emotional night when the late marathon world record holder Kelvin Kiptum was honored posthumously with the Sportsman of the Year award at the Sports Personality of the Year Awards Soya Gala held at KICC in Nairobi.
So young, so premature, so talented.
The former marathon sensation, who was laid to rest last week, was honored for his heroics after he shattered the men's world marathon record by clocking 2 hours and 35 seconds in the Chicago Marathon in October 2023.
The Soya 20th Anniversary Sportsman of the Year winner.
Sporty Sababu Namombe held back emotions as he announced the late star as the winner in the men's category.
This is a tough one. This one goes to Kelvin Kiptum. Positive.
Sportsman of the Year, Kelvin Kiptum.
The award was picked by former world marathon record holder Patrick Macau on behalf of the fallen athlete's family. Double world record holder Faith Kipyegon was awarded the Sportswoman of the Year for the third consecutive year. Kipyegon obliterated 3 world records last year in her traditional 1,500 meters and the 5,000 meters, as well as the mile, though the 5,000 meters record was later broken by Gudaf Segai of Ethiopia.
Tonight, we open a new phase, and the future could only get better. For now, let us celebrate this milestone throughout the whole year of 2024, as Mpais has just said, and I welcome you to channel along with us, especially during the Olympic year, when we will be heading to Paris Olympic Games.
National Women's 3x3 basketball team emerged the best of the best to win the Women's Team of the Year award after an incredible year, which saw the side clinch the FIBA 3x3 Africa Cup title in Cairo, Egypt. Malkia strikers placed second following a historic year after finally hoisting their record-extending 10th African Nations Volleyball Championships title in Cameroon. Other winners are David Ngugi in the Sportsman with Disability category and Asia Sururu in the Women's category. Basketball coach Evelyn Kedogo won the Coach of the Year award. Koyonzo rugby team won the Boys School Team of the Year, with Kwadanze volleyball team winning the girls category. The late Henry Rono was inducted into the Hall of Fame.
Congratulations to our stars.
Weekly for Randy, Citizen TV.
Our very own Randy there. That's a red carpet event last Friday, and Shitera, the faith that keeps winning, 3 in a row actually, last year, the year before, and of course a year in which she has bagged medal here and there. Now she's heading to Paris. What do you make of that Soya event?
Totally decorated. Remember, Kipyegon tried the 5,000 and did it. The awarding Kiptum even in death is deservedly very emotional, and that now really communicates direct to the minister that we really need to treasure our national heritage. Look at how Britain protects their English players.
this is exactly what we should do to our athletes, because we've been talking about colorful athletes, that this is our thing. But again, outside there, they are really, really decorated. But when they come home, even when I ask Zita, umeona huyo jamaa kwa street anaitwa nani? It will be very difficult to identify him. So please, this goes direct to the Ministry of Sports. Let us protect our national treasure.
Dennis, real quick, looking at that whole thing, you saw the basketball team 3x3 crowned the best team. You really cover basketball. Maybe some up for us this season, the 3x3 head.
Yes, they did a very wonderful job in Cairo, Egypt. Even KPL ladies also did well for women championship. They finished second. So basketball is really growing in our country. It's just that we have issues with the federation. Maybe the government doesn't support it very well, the way we focus much on football. If we can give support to our basketballers and the basketball league, we have what it takes even to be African giants when it comes to basketball, both the women and the men. Both the 3x3 and the normal team. So Coach Kedogo did a very wonderful job. She has been in the industry for long. She has been a player and she's now a coach. It shows you that if we believe in our own coaches, they can do it well. Sure. The way AFCON, we have seen 3 times being won by African coaches. So even Kedogo being one of us and going to win the African trophy is a very wonderful thing.
With a lot of support, we can do it. Zita, before we take the break, real quick on Cabras, that's, I know, Shitera's team from down Western, but they've been a dominant force in rugby.
Yeah, these actually the two years they've been dominant. This is the third one. Cabras they deserve it, because they are doing very well. Seeing even they're topping the Kenya Cup now.
They won back to back.
They won back to back, and then I'm seeing even them winning this one. So I'm not seeing any competitor coming for the Kenya Cup this year. So again, they've been doing very well. They deserve it, and their structure is it's very good. Like even the transition from the young players to their team, it's very nice. So for me, Cabras deserve it.
Incredible. Zita says thoroughly deserved. And of course, we want to take a short commercial break. But remember, when we come back, Josephat Charo is on standby in the Bundesliga. The race is heating up. Leverkusen, is it done, or could Bayern Munich or München bounce back? We will break that for you, including the EPL, Arsenal in action tonight. But remember, the Devils, it wasn't very, very good. We'll go big on that, so don't go away. And remember, we are asking you today, will Kenya get her stadia ready in time for the 2027 showpiece? So talk to us, 22422. You can also X us at Isaac Swiller at Zen TV Kenya. We will be sampling your feedback. So see you shortly. Don't go away.